Hey internet, so today I'm going to film a first impressions video. That's right, I came up with the name just then, for the Chanell Fall collection. And it's not actually the entire collection, it's pretty much going to be around this palette, which just looks amazing and I just love it. I'll have the name somewhere, I'll have them linked down below. By the time you see this, I'll have a blog post out, so I'll be able to share all my thoughts on it, but it looks pretty amazing and I cannot wait to try it out. This is kind of similar to the Dior video that I filmed a couple weeks ago, but I thought I would change it up and try a little bit of a different format. This time I thought I would just talk to you guys rather than do a voiceover and then kind of see which one works out better. To be honest, I think in the future I'm just gonna kind of just do whatever makes sense at the time. Like right now I just feel like talking to you guys because I think it'd be a lot easier, and then last time I just did not feel as social, so I go through moods. Anyways, I'm gonna get right into it. So there's actually two products that I wanted to, well, three really, products that I wanted to show, and the first one is going to be this really amazing palette. I saw this online probably 6 months ago when it was used at the Chanell Fall fashion show, I want to say. I don't really remember. All I remember seeing is this amazing neutral palette and thinking, yes, I have to own that. I need that in my life. And now it is in my life and I'm so happy. So that, and then I've got two lipsticks. One is a Rouge Coco Shine and the other is Rouge Allure. So this Rouge Allure just tends to be a little bit more pigmented and less hydrating than the Rouge Coco Shine, but they're actually virtually the same color. I will put swatches of all these throughout the video so you'll kind of see what I mean. So I'm not being very experimental with my look today, but I'm headed out to see some friends, and so I don't really want to come off looking like a zombie or something like that. So I think I'm just gonna do my eyes, do my lips, and walk you through the process and then give you my thoughts at the end. So I've already done all my, oh, I just noticed my hair's all sticking up. Okay, well, that just means I have bad hair. I think it just broke. Anyways, just ignore that. I have my foundation on, concealer, powder, blush, a little bit of bronzer for contouring, and that's it. Oh, I was supposed to do my brows, but I'll just do that after this. No biggie. Yeah, so let's get right into the eyes. So as usual, I always use, I almost said concealer, no, but I always use eyeshadow primer because I need it. But not too much. That's a little bit much. There we go. It's better. Just the slightest amount. I'm going to attempt to see if I can use every single eyeshadow in this palette. I'm going to take this one here on the side, this kind of, it's all the shades, just so you know, they're pretty much all very satin-like, except for one that's kind of a matte shade. So I'm gonna, this middle shade here, this is matte, and I'm gonna use that in my crease, but I'll use this like satin peach one all over my lids first. Oh, it kills me to have to ruin this design. The design is amazing, but I'm trying to get over the whole I'm too scared to use this product because it's too pretty sort of feel, because every collection, new pretty products always come out, and then by the end of the year you have like 500 different products that are amazingly pretty, and then if you don't use them you never really look at them, and then it doesn't really add much to your life in the end. So I'm just trying to get over that, but you know, baby steps. I'm actually liking the quality of this one. It's very buttery. Yeah, I feel like it's just sort of gliding on. I'm gonna go in with this matte shade. I'm gonna go right into my crease with that. I think I'm gonna go for a pretty neutral look today because I'm going out during the day, not in the evening, and I'm not one to wear a ton of makeup in public, to be honest. I don't wear a ton of makeup in my day-to-day life, so occasionally when I put on a lot of makeup for a tutorial and then I go out, I get a lot of comments and I feel self-conscious. But I am trying to put a little bit more than usual just to see if it will turn up, because it is quite blown out. I have a light right behind my camera, so I'm just gonna blend that out just to not make the lines as harsh. And then this eyeshadow look, which I've done, is pretty much what I would wear for work. I mean, I'd line my eyes and do mascara, but this is pretty much my work eye look. So I'm gonna go in for this middle shade now. It's kind of a, it's just a satin chocolatey shade. It's really nice. If I was going out at night, I'd probably wear this one over my lids to give you kind of a smoky eye effect, but I'm just gonna put that into my crease in like a V sort of shape. Try and do that gently so I don't look like punch myself in the eye. which is always a problem with smoky eyes. That's okay, you can kind of see the difference. Definitely doesn't look over the top, but it has that little bit of added dimension, I think, which I'm liking. See, I'm always worried because in the viewfinder, what I see always seems to be different to what I see when I start editing the footage, so I kind of just have to gauge what I see in real life, which again sometimes is a little different to what comes up in the video, so you can't win. But I think that's pretty even. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of that brown and I'm going to put that just under my eyes. I don't usually do this, but I feel like otherwise it feels really top heavy. And then I'm going to blend that out as per usual, but just very lightly because otherwise it gets really muddy if you blend it out too much. Here in the face. And then I'm going to take this shade over here, which is kind of like the highlight shade, also very satin. It's very ivory like, and I'm just going to put that on my brow bone, just lightly though, because I'm not looking for anything too standoutish. And I've been really more trying to put it like, when I put it on the brow bone, a little bit here, but usually at the point of your arch and then down. That's kind of where I feel the biggest difference is. Not really here, to be honest. Here I'm more like, because you can tell, like I've contoured, I usually try to bring the contour up into here, and then from this point, highlight. And usually I would highlight like inner corner of the eyes too, like just here and just a little bit here. That would make the most sense, but I am having an outbreak of eczema right now, and I don't know if you can tell, but my eyes are not feeling very great, a little bit dry, so I don't want to push my luck, put that on, and then have a terrible day. So just explaining, that's what I would normally do. And then you've got this last shade, this really dark shade, which for a smoky look you could use that to smoke it out, but for today's look I'm actually going to use that as the eyeliner. Generally I would still use gel liner than pencil, or pencil powder, but powder's definitely good at giving you a bit of a smoky but a softer look, nothing too harsh, but I don't mind the harsh look too much. I feel like my eyes are a little bit more defined. I think it'll pull the look together once I put mascara and do my brows though. Mascara is like a must-have, even though my lashes are teeny tiny and short. How does that look? That looks good. It does actually look a little bit smoky now that I'm looking myself at the viewfinder, but I'm okay. Cool. So I will put my mascara on, I will do my brows, and I will share with you my thoughts. Okay, brows, lashes done. Yeah, I really think it pulls the look more together. And so now I'm going to put on one of these lip products. Usually I would go for this one, which is the Rouge Coco Shine, because I'm really all about the hydrating lip products. But I really feel like this would, I just feel like this would go better today, which is the Rouge Allure Pensive, that's the shade. Try and put lipstick on without like looking terrible. Because it's always like, oh, it's really attractive the way people put lipsticks on. And you can't even really see a difference, can you? I can see a difference in real life, but I'm guessing on camera it's less obvious. And that's pretty much the look. So I'm gonna zoom out and share with you quickly some of my thoughts. It's Chanel, so first up you're gonna have to accept that if you want Chanel makeup, you're gonna have to pay top dollar because these products are not cheap. I think this palette, hopefully it's still available. I got this at David Jones, I think. Got it online from David Jones, and it was $100. $100, yeah. It's expensive. This stuff is not cheap, and even if you were to go overseas now to the US, it's probably going to be the same if not more expensive because our dollar is so crap right now. So it's like 80 US dollars, it'd be like 100 plus if you were to buy it and then try and convert it. So it's actually just makes sense to buy it locally, which is really sad. But that's part of why usually when new collections come out, I'm all over them and I want to try this and this and this, and I'm just like, nope, reel it back in. Cannot go crazy with the spending because stuff is expensive. I've already spent like a small fortune on just these products, which is all I bought from the collection. So the eyeshadow was like 100. I cannot remember the prices for these. I'll have them listed below or in the blog post that I feature them. I feel like they'd be like $50 each or something, or maybe $40 each. Basically all this in my hands is like 200 bucks. So I wanted to get the pricing out of the way because that's always like the huge thing that people go on and on about. And yeah, it's expensive. It's Chanel. It's gonna be expensive. If you don't want to pay that price, then try something else. And I highly recommend like Maybelline and Rimmel because their eyeshadows are really, really on point, and they're so much more affordable as well. So now that's cleared out of the way, because usually when I read reviews on high-end products, I'm not asking for an opinion on price. because I know it's going to be expensive. I just want to know what the quality is like in comparison to all the other designer products that somebody gets. In terms of quality, this is really good. I'm not gonna lie, it's really good. I think if you are used to the baked eyeshadows from Chanel, you will love this, because the baked eyeshadows are crap in comparison to this. They're just not pigmented, they're a little hard to use, even with, and the whole wet brush thing, that's great for like maybe once in a while, but do you want to be using a wet brush every single day when you have like 10 minutes to get ready from work? Not this person, so I'm not a fan of the baked eyeshadows. I much prefer the pressed Chanel eyeshadows, but I think those are only available in the US, and I think they're phasing them out as well, which is so sad because they're actually really good. So when these limited edition stuff comes up, because they are pressed, I'm all over it, because I feel like that's the only way, except for the single eyeshadows, to get really good quality palettes from Chanel. Single eyeshadow thing didn't matter because that is not a palette. So yes, this is limited edition. I hope it's still available by the time this video goes up, because I've had this for probably a month now. That's how delayed I am with this filming stuff. If you're a fan of neutral eyeshadows and you love yourself some Chanel, then you will love this. This palette I highly recommend. As for the lipsticks, I am indifferent, because the color, for me, getting a Chanel lipstick really comes down to how amazing the color is, except for the Rouge Coco Shine, because I love that line. The Rouge Allure Shine, like, it's creamier, not creamier, it's pigmented. It's more pigmented, but it's a little bit more drying. Just a little bit though, not that much. These lipsticks aren't drying by any imagination, but I feel that for these particular shades being nude, I feel like it's nothing that really impresses anyone. Like, even now I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder and I'm like, this lipstick's like, it's nice, it's wearable, but would I buy Chanel for it? I guess I'd only do that if I was a beauty blogger, which I am, so that's why it worked out. But I don't know, I mean, to each their own. To me, if you were going to have to pick between these three or anything from the collection, personally this palette is my must-have from it. So yeah, I hope you found this first impression, my first impression, useful or interesting. I actually do like doing first impressions. I think I'm going to do these more often, and I'll try and do it on a variety of different brands. Just let me know what you think. Always loving the feedback, and thank you so much for the amazing comments from last week's video. I'm just so happy that I haven't disappointed a ton of people, and it just makes me feel happy. I'm a person with many different words because my vocab is good. I'm just gonna go and make this less awkward. So thank you so much for watching. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to you, internet.